How's everybody doing today? So, I have a dilemma. I want to grade some cards. And right now, PSA has both a deal on Jordans and a deal on 1980s baseball. Um, I've been collecting for a long, long time, but took a massive hiatus in the 90s and early 2000s. In other words, I am one of the ones that grew up on junk wax and am now getting back into the hobby because my mom and dad actually were keeping my cards. And so I went over to their house, said, "Hey, do you have any cards? Any of my old cards?" They said, "Yeah, sure." So all of these cards I collected with my dad. Good memories about breaking sets, about opening wax boxes, about just the flood of memories came back. But I'm going to try to make this video under 10 minutes so that it's not too long and so you guys get a kind of an idea about what I'm looking at. So I think baseball is coming back. So I'm leaning towards baseball, but I also have Jordans. But here are my baseball cards that I want to get graded. So let me know what you think. I have a nice looking updated Barry Bonds. It's That blue border is just tough. There's a slight left to right issue, but other than that, it's not terrible. I don't think it's a 10, but I think it's a good 8 or 9 at least. This one's a nice looking card. There's a slight left to right as well, and that hat is horrible. Sorry if you like that hat, but I'm not a big fan. And there's also a slight whitening down there. Another Barry Bonds. I like this red border. You can tell that the centering's decent, I think. Much better hat. I'm thinking this is easy a 9 or a 10. A nice Donruss 86 Barry Bonds. Again, it's like a steam shovel hat, or I don't know. It's just a weird hat. So again, nice, decent card, decent corners. My last Barry Bonds is this black border. Man, this black border is tough, but I think this is a good-looking card. Again, I think the left or right is pretty good. There's a little chip here and there on that black border, but overall, I think it's a decent card. One part of the Bash Brothers, Mark McGuire. Again, decent centering. I like this card. Again, I'm thinking maybe a 9. I think most of these are going to be consistently a 9. I'd be surprised if most of these were an 8. And I'd be surprised if most of them were a 10. Like this one has a slight whitening right there on the corner. But again, the left to right is great. We're getting into Greg Maddux. What a fantastic set this 87 Donruss was. I really like the rookie set. So far we've had a number of Hall of Famers come out of this set. Also, this 87 Donruss, this has a decent chip up here, but again, slightly left to right. But that black is just killer. I don't know what we're gonna do with that black. Any 10s off of that 87 Donruss, good luck. Here's a nice Greg Maddux on the Fleer side. An update, good looking card. Now we're getting into Bo Jackson. I think Bo Jackson was one of my favorite players growing up. He was a stud. He played both football and baseball. He could have played basketball too, for all I know. Bo Jackson was just an absolutely wonderful player. Really inspired me when I was a kid. I really enjoyed Bo Jackson. Again, I like this blue border, just a wonderful, wonderful blue border. But as you can see, most of these cards I want to think is an average of a 9. Now, I'm not a professional grader. I've only had a couple cards graded. I've only had about 10 to 15 cards graded. And so I'm not really for sure, but looking at these and kind of giving a once over or twice over. Again, I think the left to right is decent. I think the corner's just a touch knocked, and I remember playing with these cards with my dad. Great memories, just wonderful memories. Putting them in sleeves, looking at the stats. I really was a hardcore collector. The other half of the Bash Brothers. I really was a hardcore collector back in the late '80s, early '90s, and I collected for the hobby. I didn't collect for the investment, which was kind of a good thing and kind of a bad thing, you know. BGO is a Hall of Famer, nice looking '89 upper deck, you know, nice looking card. Um, it was great because when I collected for the hobby, I collected for the love of the game. I collected for the love of the player. I collected for the love of the actual enjoyment, the thrill of the hunt. The investment side of it, I mean, I kept them nice and clean. Here's a nice '89 Randy Johnson. I kept all my cards nice and clean as best as I could in these old school, nice, fat, thick containers. And I don't even know what they're called, but that's what I kept them in. Um, you know, but I still played with them. I still looked through them. I still touched them and really became one with the card. And that's the great thing about having these cards is the actual physicalness of it. Here's a wonderful Ken Griffey Jr. I mean, it's a small piece of art in your hand. Not only is it art, but it's also the player. And I really think that these Hall of Famers and these all-time greats are the way to go. Um, they're safe. They're definitely safe. And then this guy is not the glossy. I would have enjoyed the glossy, but he has two little orange dots right there, which is definitely gonna drop his status. You know, but and then you can't be complete without, of course, the '86 update checklist. I mean, yeah, why wouldn't you want the checklist? You know, might as well get that graded. And then this 84, I want to say it's an 84. Yeah, this 84 Fleer. I have quite a few cards off of this. I remember when my dad bought the set. Um, and then looking back through it, I hadn't looked at this set in a long time. And looking back through it, I didn't realize how many good players there were in this 84 set. Dwight Gooden, if you're a Mets fan, see decent left to right. I mean, just a 9 or a 10. Give me your opinion. I'd love to hear your opinion. If you have any ideas about what these cards are going to be graded at, I would love to hear. You know, Don Mattingly is a great player, a great card. Pete Rose with the Expos. Yeah, go figure, right? I don't remember him with the Expos, but there you go. Look at that laundry list of years. Nolan Ryan was also one of my favorite players, and I have a few more cards of his coming up, but a good, solid card. I actually went to the Robin Ventura um, uh, game. I was actually there in person when that game happened. That's one of those memories I'll never forget. Is is watching Nolan Ryan hog tie Robin Ventura and beat the living snot out of him. I mean, and it was his pitching hand, of course. Yeah, might as well, might as well hit you with the pitching hand. 82 Donruss isn't bad. It's a left to right issue, of course. But you know, maybe an 8. This is a oldie but a goodie. Again, that 87 corner, nice centering. Oops, sorry, forgot the back. Nice centering. I have two of these 87 Donruss. Good looking cards. They've been in their sleeves a long time. And then finish it up with an 81 Houston Astros Nolan Ryan sticker. It's a sticker. I like these. I like these. I have 3, so I have one more, and I think these are decent cards. I'm thinking hopefully 8 or 9. The border right here is a little white and a little frayed. But, you know, I mean, what are you going to do with 81 and 81 Nolan Ryan? Nolan Ryan was great. All right, let me know if these are good cards. Should I submit them there is a part 2 to this video series. It's the Jordan. Jordan's coming up next. So I want to know, should I submit the 1980s baseball or should I submit the Jordan? I'm leaning towards the 1980s, but let me know. Give me an update. Let me know. Should I submit these or should I submit the Jordans? So this is part 1. Part 2 is coming up in a little bit. Talk to you later. Bye.